Traits, roll 1, scene 11B, take 3, mark.
Hi, my name is John Fink and I'm a filmmaker, and what I'd like to talk to you about at TEDx Buffalo is my interest in biography and geography, and in particular how it manifests itself within cinema and can be a really useful tool for exploring some of the anxieties of a city in transition, particularly a city like Buffalo. I recently completed a short film called Positive Traits, which is a contemporary political thriller set within Buffalo. In that film, I tell 3 stories, one of a fair housing advocate, the other of a daughter of a land developer who's looking to capitalize on some vacant lots on the east side, and a documentary filmmaker who's kind of caught in the mix and has to do a deal with the devil in order to finish her project. The reason I chose to turn my lens on Buffalo was because I was living in the Allentown section at that time, finishing my MFA over at UB. And the character of the neighborhood was rapidly changing. There was a change in the housing stock. A lot of my friends were living in apartments and they couldn't obtain long-term leases. The landlords were looking to turn what was modest low-income housing into luxury apartments in anticipation of the medical corridor coming in. As a filmmaker, I find the subject to be absolutely fascinating, particularly how Rust Belt cities are dealing with change. Either they're building up or they're reducing their capacity. Fictionalizing a patchwork of community organizations for dramatic purposes in the process of making Positive Traits was one approach. However, I'd be dishonest if I didn't say I was influenced by previous work that I had made called Reclamation, which was produced for Squeaky Wheels Channel's documentary program. In that film, I followed the Evangelical Lutheran Church of the Resurrection as they aimed to formalize some things they were doing within the church into a nonprofit organization so that they could obtain additional funding. And they were an extraordinary group that on the ground level were really doing excellent work under the radar of City Hall, including a community garden, an after-school program, and the only health clinic within a 2-mile radius in a small neighborhood. In my talk, I'd like to explore how filmmakers, particularly those working within the city of Buffalo, can give voice to issues facing a city the size of Buffalo that's currently in transition. Both of my films, while set in the city, I hope are applicable to other communities that are facing similar issues in the U.S., including the fear of displacement, the neglect of neighborhoods that remain off the political radar, and so on. Filmmakers in collaboration with these communities, I think, are in the best position to make these kinds of films, both documentaries and what I'd consider to be ethnographic narrative fictions. I'm excited to unpack and further question these roles, privileges, and obligations as I continue to develop this talk. Thank you for considering my submission.
Being taken advantage of, and people making business decisions that can affect the lives of those who just can't afford it. Thank you.